sixth legless rope climb for Winter Nicolette Rodriguez. As you heard Tommy say earlier, second place to start the competition in 8 Mile with a 205-pound snatch.
Makes it much more understandable why she's manhandling that dumbbell.
Back to the dumbbell. For the 6th time, 70 pounds, and she continues to let it hit the ground and re-grip instead of switching in the air. That seems to be working very well for her. Final rep on the 6th set. Now into round 7 for Winter Nicolette Rodriguez, who's all by herself in the lead. A full round ahead of Rebecca Fuselier, the woman in lane 6.
I really like this combination of movements too. There's a lot of history wrapped in to this triplet here. Really covering a 3-year time span where we saw the skill component of the competitive field of the CrossFit Games really start to grow. 2012, dumbbell gets introduced. 2013, legless rope climbs get introduced. 2014, strict handstand push-ups get introduced. You know, half a decade later, now they're just mixed in together at high reps as part of a qualifying event. And it's no question that these athletes can do it.
Winter Nicolette Rodriguez putting the finishing touches on round 7, and she has maintained a pretty methodical pace here that has put her out front. She tries to chase down Becca Boyd-Miller's top time of 11:45.3. On to round 8. Eighth legless rope climb for Rodriguez. Now back to the wall for 4 strict handstand push-ups. And so far the pace has remained basically the same for her through these first 7 rounds.
The nice part about moving the dumbbell further down the floor is that extends the walk break that you get between each movement. So as fatigue starts to set in, you get a little bit longer break, a few extra steps just to catch your breath, get your composure before you have to hop up on the rope or grab the dumbbell.
6 dumbbell snatches at 70 pounds to close out round 8 for Winter Nicolette Rodriguez. 11th place overall with 265 points. 41 points back of 9th place Danielle Dunlap. That 9th spot on the overall leaderboard will be the last individual to earn a ticket to the Last Chance Online qualifier. Into round 9 now for Winter Nicolette Rodriguez. Rebecca Fuselier is closing out round 7. Very smooth pace that continues for Rodriguez. She has now performed 36 strict handstand push-ups. She's in the middle of round 9 here, 6 reps to go before she will be her 10th and final round. 11:45.3. That's the time that Becca Boyd-Miller put up in the first heat. Final round for Winter Nicolette Rodriguez. Has to make up 41 points on Danielle Dunlap in order to move into position to compete in the Last Chance Online qualifier.
And putting up the top time through the first 2 heats is certainly going to help. It's entirely possible that the pacing of some of these top athletes that we're going to see in the next heat could pull some of the other borderline athletes into a pace they're not comfortable with. And with a movement like the legless rope climb, disaster could strike, and you never know what could happen after that. So, in the very least, Nicolette Rodriguez able to put some pressure on the next heat, an athlete she's chasing.
Winter Nicolette Rodriguez had to swing for the fences here in this final event, and she's going to come up with a home run. And she will take heat to 9:43 unofficially, smashing Becca Boyd-Miller's time by 2 minutes. That will certainly help her out, but now Danielle Dunlap, who goes to the final heat, knows what she has to do to stay inside the top 9.
And the fact there was no other athlete, even in the same round, as Winter Nicolette Rodriguez, tells you how just impressive that performance was. They finally actually moving their dumbbell into the 10th and final round.
That's Leah Irons, who is your leader on the floor. Kat Grillo in lane 4 is in second. As the two of them have started their 10th and final round, Rebecca Fuselier is in third on the floor. Leah Irons hustling back to the dumbbell. And this will be the second best time that we have seen if she can keep this pace on the dumbbell. Tyra Milligan is next to her. Milligan is finishing her night there. Final rep for Leah Irons, and she is in. She will have the second best time at 11:20 unofficially. Kat Grillo looking to lock up third place in this heat and maybe sneak in ahead of Becca Boyd-Miller.
So really what you see with Kat Grillo, and she made a slight difference in the adjustment, lowering the dumbbell down, bringing it closer to the center of her body before she drops into transition. That just makes the transfer of the dumbbell between the hands a little bit easier. It does tax the tricep a little bit because you're doing the negative of a shoulder to overhead.
We'll have to wait for the official time on that one because she may have tied Becca Boyd-Miller. That was really close as Rebecca Fuselier will be the next woman to finish. Less than 3 minutes to go before we hit the 15-minute time clock. Impressive effort from Rebecca Fuselier. Tyra Milligan in lane 8. He's going to close out her event with 6 of those alternating dumbbell snatches, 70 pounds. And Milligan is through. Four athletes left on the floor. Olivia Stewart will be next to finish. We have less than 2 minutes to go now before we hit the time count.
Olivia definitely one of those athletes to keep your eye on for the future. 17th place coming into this, at just 17 years old. She has a bright future ahead of her.
Emily DeFeo is in lane 3. She is one of 3 women still on the floor. Taylor Reber and Emily Nussbaum are the other 2. That's Nussbaum on the right, Reber on the left in the red pants, working their way back up the road. Final set of strict handstand push-ups for Taylor Reber, and then 6 dumbbell snatches as we approach 1 minute to go in this second heat. The men